for this occasion. So just a little bit, you've gotten the backdrop on Lift Up Your Voice and Sing. Weldon, who, as you've already heard Bill mention, wrote the song as a poem, and his brother put it to music and became a hymnal. And so in 1917, Weldon joined the NAACP, and at that time it had been put to music. And so the NAACP in 1919 adopted that song as our battle cry. It was our battle cry to stand against injustices, standing for freedom, and all the other ill issues that were happening in the 50s and the 60s around segregation, Jim Crow, the injustices that were being done to Black Americans. So in 1919, we adopted that song. There's our battle cry. We sing it whenever we can at all of our occasions. It's one of the songs that we sing at the NAACP Freedom Fund banquet. And oftentimes you will hear people just sing the first stanza, and tonight our orchestra would just do the first stanza because they've been playing for a long time, but ordinarily they would do all three stanzas. And at NAACP I will not let them do just the first stanza. They have to sing all three of them, whoever we get to sing that song. But it's very significant to us. In 1920, he became the, James Weldon became the the secretary for the NAACP. He served as our national secretary for 10 years. And so he was very relevant and is considered one of our NAACP leaders because he stayed with the organization so long. But all of what he did and what he gave around that song and to the organization still stands to this day. So just a little bit, did you know? Thank you.
Before you were born, a girl learned a song. Her principal, James Weldon Johnson, and his brother, John Rosamond Johnson, had written the hymn for a celebration of President Abraham Lincoln's birthday. The girl wanted to make them proud. She hummed the song on her way home from school. She practiced it as she did her chores. On this big day, February 12th, 1900, she was part of a choir, 500 strong. Back straight, head high, heart and mouth open, she sang. When every voice sings, fill up the harmony, ring with harmony, liberty. And she kept on singing as she grew up. She taught it to her students when she became a teacher. She crooned it to her husband as they journeyed from Jacksonville, Florida to a new life in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She sang it when she rocked her baby boy to sleep. It was a part of her she wanted to pass on. And you know what? Her little boy learned that song. He listened to her hum it as she dreamed of her being able to teach again in her new home. He heard his daddy singing when the days at the steel mill wore him down. Then one day, he stood in the choir loft and gazed at the glowing faces. Back straight, head high, heart and mouth open, he sang. Let us rejoice in God, and the listening sky. Let it He sang it when he came back from World War II and faced discrimination. He sang it when he joined the NAACP. He sang it with his wife and to his baby daughter as he rocked her to sleep. It was a part of him he wanted to pass on. And you know what? His little girl learned that song. She sang it each morning at school. Then came the day that broke the nation's heart. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was killed. The next morning, she saw her teacher cry. Sobs replaced singing, then whimpers and silence. Who would lead them now? The song whispered an answer. Back straight, head high, heart and mouth open, she sang. Sing a song full of the faith that the Lord has restored. And she kept on singing. She sang it at protests for equal rights, and when she and her friends were jailed, she sang that song in her heart each time she won or lost a case as a lawyer. She sang it to her baby boy as she rocked him to sleep. It was a part of her she wanted to pass on. And you know what? Her little boy learned that song. Every family reunion opened with that anthem. He sang it because he had to at first, but then something changed. He saw the awe in his grandparents' faces, saw the pride in his mamas and pops. Back straight, head high, heart and mouth open, he sang. And he kept on singing. He sang it at his college graduation and when he opened his first business. He sang it at rallies to stand up against racism. He sang it holding his wife's hand at Black History programs and when he rocked his daughter to sleep. It was a part of him he wanted to pass on. And you know what? His little girl learned that song. And on another big day, September 24th, 2016, she stood in a crowd of thousands along with her mama and daddy. President Obama, the First Lady, and generations of one family rang the freedom bell, a dream born a century ago to honor Black lives and contributions has finally come true. The National Museum of African American History and Culture was officially open. With the Washington Monument piercing the sky, that little girl stared at the bronze building, majestic as a crown. As bells around the nation tolled in triumph, she heard her voice rising too, clear and strong. It was the song she heard her parents sing. Back straight, head high, heart and mouth open, she sang.
Thank you.